I think what's been very impressive is the way in which the investment that European taxpayers have made available, about €1 billion of taxpayers' money has gone into the bio-based industries public-private partnership, and we're hoping to get about €2.7 billion from the industry side. As we've seen a huge investment in really very innovative flagship and demonstrator projects that are trying to show the potential that we know is there in the technology and in the science, and actually make it happen at a pilot level or at a demonstrator level. So what you're seeing is in places like Sardinia, you're seeing crops like cardoon being turned into cosmetics and lubricants and different kinds of plastics intermediaries that is generating work and jobs for people and generating new high value added exports that will also replace the fossil fuels. So we're seeing a very positive flowering of different investments and demonstrations and flagships. Secondly, I think we see a very big opening out of the bioeconomy in different member states and in different regions across Europe. Many member states now have brought together different parts of their societies and policymakers and departments and have a national bioeconomy strategy. We have a lot of regions in the structural funds now are setting out smart specialisation strategies for the bioeconomy, and we're starting to see in the agri-food area a lot of rural communities, and in the blue area a lot of coastal communities saying there's a real potential here to build growth and jobs and to improve the position of people in the economy. So I think, to summarise, I think the investment from research and innovation has been very effective. I think the mobilisation of new actors who are making their own, there's not one bioeconomy but many, who are building it in their own way. And I think the opportunities to build it maybe as quickly as it should happen in a place like Central and Eastern Europe, where there's a fantastic potential for the bioeconomy, I think that hasn't moved maybe as quickly as we had hoped. But I noticed that the ministers of Visegrad Plus are raising their attraction to doing something interesting there. So. Well, the Commission's role here is really to convene different key actors around the world on projects of common interest in the bioeconomy. And really it's an opportunity if you take an example, if you take the microbiomes, the work that's going on around the world in this new potential of screening the different kinds of bacteria that are in every living creature, and to see the potential they have for health, for sustainability, for improvement of all kinds of different goods and services and products. That will be an area where there's a huge amount of science going on in different countries and different disciplines. So we're bringing our people together from across the world to say, okay, where could we work together? Where could be a division of labour? Where could we connect up different communities? So it's a convening role in the first place. And it's also an opportunity for different actors who don't normally have an opportunity to speak and who normally have to be in very formal processes to really explore what is the potential of global cooperation. So at the moment we've had some exploratory discussions, of course, as the European Union and our neighbourhood. We have countries in North America, in South America, in Asia, in Australasia, and in the Middle East. We're beginning to have a real community of people looking at what is the potential of the bioeconomy, in particular to address the sustainable development challenges that we have. So there's a great interest, as I said, in the microbiome. There's a great interest in plant health. There's a great interest in smart precision agriculture. So but again, it'll be for the people who come together to define the agenda. But it's an action-oriented place. It's not a place for lengthy discussions about obscure subjects. In the European Union, we learn a lot from each other. Everybody has something different. Like Europe, the world is a diverse kind of laboratory of experiences and of knowledge, and indeed of different biosystems. So we're learning in particular in responding to some of the major challenges that we're facing, whether it's about climate change or resilient crops or food nutrition security or plant safety. For example, we had a problem recently with our olive oil plants, our olive tree plants, Xylella fastidiosa, where we had to bring together people from around the world with different experiences to learn from them in terms of how exactly we would deal with this. But on a bigger scale, we see issues. For example, we work with Brazil. They're doing a lot of work on the microbiomes in terms of the gut bacteria in sugarcane and how that sugar is linked to soil work. And there's a lot we can learn from their work together in terms of the work we're also doing with ourselves and the African Union on resilience of crops and issues like food and nutrition security. So I think there's enormous opportunities. Our colleagues in Australasia, in New Zealand, and Australia in particular, are very interested in the opportunities for integrating the bioeconomy in terms of smart precision agriculture, in terms of driving down yields and using the digitalization of some of these biological areas. And again, they will take a lead on that. We can learn a lot from that. And with our colleagues in the United States, for example, in the National Science Foundation, there's a lot of good work going on in terms of plant health and other initiatives. So I think you'll see that it will be very globalized in nature, and the whole principle is that, you know, knowledge actually is global. Scientists are global, technologists are very open, and if we're going to solve some of these global challenges together, we better start listening to one another. But then that's a lesson we've learned in Europe over a long period of time.